Winter has definitely arrived in New Zealand. Fantastic. So today I'm going to show you my full individual soccer training session. You guys want a serious pro tip with gloves? Put your sleeves like this if you have the thumb hole, and then put the gloves over it. So much better. So I'm gonna give you guys a voiceover and just explain everything that I'm doing in this video. So just to start the warm up, I'm just running back from the end line to the half line. It's about 30 to 40 yards, jogging, doing some skipping with some arm swings just to get the blood flowing to all the extremities of my body because it's pretty cold and rainy. And after experiencing that 10-month injury that I've had, I'm now definitely willing to put in that 10-15 minutes before every single training session, even if it's a light individual one like this, just to make sure that I don't pull something or tear something because I'm cold or I'm not warmed up. So anyway, kind of ran back and forth with some skipping, and I do some dynamic movements like high knees and some butt kickers here, just going all the way down and all the way back. It's very simple. I mean, this is pretty much what a warm-up looks like at any level, doing some side to side and just trying to do different movements so that when I actually start the training, I'm already sweating and warm. And then as you can see, I'm doing a little bit of dynamic stretching. So this is like getting the hamstring, where I'm doing a few movements, bending down, touching the ground. Here's a little dynamic quad stretch. I'm not statically holding it. It's just constant movement. Here's some hip and groin openers. This is huge for me. And I'm doing some more hip openers, some stretching the glutes, just to get more blood flowing, increase my range of motion so that when I start this training session, I'm gonna be feeling good. After that dynamic stretching, then I start to do a little bit more movement. So I'm doing some jumping, some headers. I'm really not even, this training session, I'm not gonna be doing anything crazy. I'm not jumping, I'm not doing headers. So already right there, I'm kind of sweating and warm and feeling really good. And now every single time before I start any training session, I always do these resistant band, like bring the feet together, do some fake kicks, both on the right and left side to warm up my hips, to warm up my groin and get it ready to go. And this really, really helps activate it, get the blood flowing and get it ready for the training to come. I even do some glute stuff just to open up more of my hips because I have problems with my glutes firing. And then after that, I do a little bit of plyometric dynamic stuff just in case. So this is, I'm doing a little round to round, a little side shuffle, some fast movements, a little bit more reactive. So I'm gonna come over here, do some quick feet, shuffle around the two shoes, back pedal, and then sprint forward. And then that is actually my warm up. So it's a really good dynamic warm up. I'm feeling warm, I'm feeling ready for the training session. But before I progress into the actual training, I'm just gonna send it forward to future Matt, and he'll give you a little word about the sponsor of this video. All right, thanks for that intro, Matt. So Skillshare reached out again because they're very happy with the promotion in the 5 essential passing drills, and they're really happy with the engagement from you guys. And of course, I was happy to do another promotion because I still regularly use their product to this day to improve my own videos, my own editing, my filmmaking, everything. Anyway, Skillshare is an online learning community with over 17,000 classes. Yeah, I didn't misspeak. 17,000 classes. And premium membership gives you access to all of those classes run by experts in their respective fields so that you can improve at your own skills and better your craft. I still go on Skillshare at least once a week to pick up a few tips from some of my favorite video courses, like the DIY cinematography course, where I try to make my vlogs look a little bit more like movies, or the ultimate guide to shape layers and After Effects course, where I really try to improve my titles that you're seeing in this video. But the best part about Skillshare by far is the price. For less than $10 a month in their annual subscription plan, you get unlimited access to all of those classes. And if you guys click the link in my description box, the first 500 people to do so will get a free 2-month trial. So again, I'm a big fan of their product, and I highly suggest you guys check them out if you want to one day run your own business, or just pick up tips to edit your own YouTube videos, or to learn stuff about literally so many different topics on there. So just at least go check them out, see what they have to offer. Anyway, let's head back to the field. Let's get back to the training session. So the very first drill we got going on here is V taps to a loop dribble, to a move, and then to a shot. So I'm incorporating lots of different aspects of the game, doing some close control dribbling stuff like this V taps, stuff that I really don't get to work on in team training just because it's mainly playing. And then I'm gonna go out to the dribble, I'm gonna round the cone very sharply, or the water bottle, perform a step over, and then fire a shot. So when I'm doing these V taps, I wanna make it perfect. If I mess up or the ball kind of releases from me, I pull it back and then restart it. I try to do about 10 total V taps, so 5 on each side, and then right on the last one, I pull the ball back, do a little V tap forward, round the cone, and then I tap. I'm doing 4 sets with the right and then 4 sets with the left. I also just want to show you that I'm really using my own shoes and just 2 water bottles that were already at the field for cones, just to show you that you really just need a ball and just some objects to do a great training session. And then so when I'm rounding this cone, I'm also rounding it very sharp. If I'm using the right foot, I'm going to round it clockwise. If I'm using the left foot, I'm going to round it counterclockwise. So I'm using the outside of the foot to round that cone. With the V-taps, it's just so good to use a little bit sole, a little bit movement to get some really tight control, repetitive movement. And then again, as you can see, nice sharp turn, come in, perform a step over, push it out, and then fire a shot. The next drill I did is just the simplest of drills. I just found a wall because this field has such a great solid wooden fence, and then with that solid wooden fence, it's right on the turf. So I love to take advantage when I can, when I have this kind of setup at fields. So it's just one touch passing. That's it. Focusing on trying to keep the ball down on the ground every single time. Like this pass right there. Perfect on the ground. Perfectly hit it, so it's skimming across the ground. That should be the goal. I'm also hitting it hard, really firmly, so it's challenged me to come back. I could hit the ball every single time on the ground easily if I'm just gonna hit it against the wall softly so it barely comes back to me, and then hit another good pass. But I'm challenging myself by really firing the pass so it's firing back to me. And then the next drill is just a roll to a laced driven ball on the ground. And I love doing this stuff, but I haven't been able to do it for the last 10 months because of my groin. And so this is right now is when I'm really starting to work back up and hit longer balls. I'm not feeling comfortable hitting fully strength power shots or long balls yet, but it's a slow process and I'll get there. So I hit that driven ball on the ground and then I jog to get some conditioning, and nothing crazy, just a little jog. I pick up the ball and then I'm doing some freestyle dribbling back. It's just for fun, to be creative, and just do a little bit of game realistic type dribbling. I mean, I'm not gonna be busting out all these moves in the game, but it's fun to work on. I'm showing you every single shot as well, or driven pass. Like that ball veered off to the left, I don't count that. I try to go for 5 driven balls perfectly down the middle, trying to skim across the ground, but if it comes up a little bit, that's okay. There's another miss to the right, and then again, every single time, dribbling back, just being creative, dipping my shoulder, pushing the ball out, doing some step overs, and just having fun with it. I think that's so important to do that instinctive dribbling. For this pass, you really want that backspin just like that, where it's skimming across the ground and low. This is really good conditions for it because it's on very nice turf, and it's wet, so it can really skim. And then once I got those 5 good passes with the right, then I try to do the 5 driven balls with the left. And this is kind of rough with the left, as you're gonna see. They're not the best hit balls, but this is really the first time I've done this in 10 months. And I was pretty happy with what I did. So the first one was a little bit in the air, that one veered off to the right, and then that's a really good one with the left, so I was happy with that. And same thing every single time, I'm jogging, getting that ball, because I only have one ball, jogging to get some conditioning in, and then doing a little freestyle dribble back. I'm just showing you all the stuff with the left. It's veering off to the right a little bit, but I do hit some pretty decent hits. And then this last one is just not the best, but I counted it, it was decent, and I went on to the next drill. The next drill is just juggling. So I like to finish my training session with juggling just because it doesn't take that much effort and it just takes a lot of mental focus. So doing it at the end is always kind of challenging. And so what I did is I did 250 juggles, try to go consecutive for each style. And the first style was just below the knee, alternating juggles. You guys have seen this 1,000 times, 250 consecutive. And then I went and did 250 where it's double touch. So I did 2 touches on the right, 2 touches on the left, and just again try to go below the knee, using a little bit more of the toe box. And so when you're using the toe box, it's really more for close control, kind of like freestyle juggling. And then after that, I went with one touch juggling above the waist or above the knees, trying to go in between the knees and the waist area. And then so for this one, you're using more of the laces to pop that ball a little bit higher. And this is really good because so much of the ball is controlled and hit with the laces, so you want to really work on the control. And again, same thing, 250 juggles for that. And then I went on 2 touch with the laces, trying to go for about knee to chest height in between there, using more of the laces, popping it up, and kind of having that first touch be a little softer, controlling the ball, and then popping it more up with the second touch with each one. So I love doing that juggles. In total, 1,000 juggles, and that was the workout. All right guys, so that was my full training session. I hope that you guys really enjoyed it. Again, big thanks to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Their stuff will be in the description. Other than that, be sure to subscribe, like this video. Why did I do that backwards? Be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, peace.